So a new TCG has arrived on the scenes, and that is the brand new Gundam card game. And we got a box of Newtype Rising that we're going to open up today for our good friend Shadow Killer. And we're going to see if we could pull any of those like amazing, like extreme. I'm dead serious when I say extremely amazing chase cards. I don't know what the LR rarity is, but I see they're known as LR. Maybe it's like leader rare or something like that. But there's like LR pluses, LR plus plus, uncommon pluses, uncommon plus plus, common plus plus, rare plus plus. So there's all kinds of different rarities in here, and we're gonna see what's inside this box. All right, breaking the seal. Um, Unfortunately, I don't know if it's because of hype or just Bandai. This was the only box I was able to get from my distributor. Hopefully, we see larger print runs in the future. I know that this Gundam TCG is actually pretty popular. So I'm hoping that at least by the time we get to like set 2, maybe even set 3 if it takes that long, we end up with some solid allocations. So the artworks on this card game are really, really awesome. It looks unique. The card game looks fun. I haven't seen too much of the card game play, but from what I have seen, it does look like a fun card game to play. It does look a bit unique when it comes to compared to the other Bandai games. So that's pretty exciting. That's our first. I believe that's just going to be a regular rare. I'm trying to see. Okay, the rarity is in the top corner. I don't know if my phone will focus, but it says R right there. So that is our first pull. And then we got another common. So it looks like there's a common on the back. I don't know where the chase cards would be. I don't know if you get multiple rares per pack, only one rare per pack. I have not watched an opening of the set, so we're just kind of going based off of what we see here. I love some of the artworks on these commons. Now, when it comes to how good this card game can do, the thing about Gundam is it is a very, very popular franchise. But for a card game, the big question comes to, is the market oversaturated, right? Is there too many card games on the market right now, right? And that's one of the biggest questions that there comes to play when you have a new card game into market. Even with a franchise as big and as well known as Gundam, there's just so many card games on the market. And right now, Pokemon is kind of dominating that market, with Magic being very prevalent as well. But One Piece is also very popular. Yu-Gi-Oh is kind of losing popularity right now because of a lot of Konami-based decisions. But overall, there is just so many different card games on the market. It's like, can this card game survive? And I kind of hope it does, because look at the way these cards are designed. They're really unique. They're really stunning. It does look like outside of our first pack, most of our packs is getting 2 rares. I don't know why that first pack did not have 2 rares. So now when it comes to the hits, another thing I'm hoping to see is I'm hoping to see texture. Like anytime we pull one of the hits, I'm hoping that we get a textured hit. Assault on touring base. This is actually one of the better cards to hit. This is an uncommon, but there's an uncommon plus, which from what I've seen in like the images, looks stunning. So maybe we'll get lucky and pull that. We got a dual Gundam here. Char Zaku 2. And a resource card. By the way, these are really cool looking. I love the way those resource cards look. So far, we have hit nothing like really big yet. So here's hoping that one of these packs gives us a big hit soon. More importantly, here's hoping that just like a lot of Bandai card games, here's hoping we can get multiple hits. Because it would be awesome to get 2 textured hits in a box. We got Gundam Ferract, Gundam Aerial. I like the way that one looks. Also, the box for it, so I don't know if it's because of the card thickness or if it's just the way the box is designed, but this box is significantly thicker than your other TCGs from Bandai. I believe it's still 24 packs, so I'm not sure why the box is thicker. We got a character. I'm not going to try to pronounce your name. And we got our first hit, which is an LR. It is Gundam Death Scythe. That is sick looking. I don't know if an LR counts as like what would be like a super rare in like One Piece. I don't know if that counts as like a bigger hit. Like, I don't know if there's SRs in this card game. Like, I don't know if LRs replace what we typically know as SRs. I feel like they might simply because I'm thinking Union Arena, which is also done by Bandai. Come on, big hit. We got the Gao. Come on. Assault. Stealth. The galleys. Securing the supply line. Gun tank. Ooh, that is a sick artwork. Perfect Strike. Gundam. Noins Ares. And a resource. All right. Come on. Fortress Defense is our first rare. Ooh, that's an LR. Justice Gundam. Look at that texturing. That is stunning. And then an EX resource. That's new. So we got 2 LR so far. Justice Gundam and Gundam Death Scythe. Both of those are stunning cards. We got a ton of rares. And we're about halfway through the box. It's starting to feel like maybe the LRs are your like your standard hits, like the ones that are meant for like the player base. Because I don't feel like they're as impactful as like an actual box hit. So I feel like we should still have something awesome coming. Oh, that is a rare plus. That looks insane. It's a beautiful card. I will say the one thing I'll give like the LRs over this rare plus is that the LRs have more texture. Like this is a stunning looking card. Looks awesome, but the LRs just look better texture wise. I'm a very big texture guy when it comes to card art. Like when the texture is good, it can put it this way. A card can have bad texture and good artwork and be good. A card can have bad artwork and good texture to be good. But a card can't have bad artwork and bad texture, right? So a bad artwork card can be saved by the awesome texturing on the card. Ooh, Unicorn Gundam destroy mode. Because that's what unicorns do. They destroy. But like, look at that texture. That is stunning. That is a really nice hit. So the LRs are really standing out in this set. But once again, like I said, when you have good texture, it can save a bad artwork. But a bad artwork card is always going to be a bad artwork card, right? I don't know where I'm going with that, guys. I probably lost y'all on the way. But pretty much I'm just saying that texture can save a bad card and make it look more stunning than what it actually is artwork wise. Ooh, Freedom Gundam, another LR and another beautifully textured card. Wow. We are hitting on these awesome LRs. I really hope that we hit one of these LR pluses, but even if we don't, just getting an LR in general is really nice. So let's see what this next box can contain, or this next pack. Delta Plus. Okay. Gundam Aerial. Okay. And then a resource card. Looks like we got. I wonder. I'm starting to think that maybe there might be more than 24 packs in a box. Because I feel like we've gone through a lot of packs and we still got like 10 packs left. So I'm not 100% sure. I didn't count and I didn't look at the box to see how many packs would be in here. We got Strike Rogue. I guess it's Geon, maybe, and a resource card. I will say that I think some of the best cards in terms of like art design that we've gotten so far are the resource cards. Like I really, really enjoy those cards. Like those are the type of cards that I wouldn't mind getting them all together, putting them in sleeves, and putting them on a binder page. All right. The Witch and the Bride. Okay. Oh, Marita Cruz. All right, so this is the regular rare version of that rare plus that we pulled earlier. Okay. I don't know where Marita Cruz sits in terms of like value in the set. Like, I know it's like the plus that you really want to see as like your hits, because I think there's a couple like big ones. But when it comes to like the pluses, there's a lot of them, and I don't know which ones we should be looking for. Come on. Ooh, Dual Gundam Assault Shroud LR. Wow. Look at that. That is stunning. And then Zaku. Okay, that's new. It's not a resource card at the back. Okay. Come on. This is the thing I hate about about Bandai packs is the pull tab doesn't always go all the way through. So it makes it a pain in the neck sometimes to open them. Like the best way I like opening up Bandai card game packs is to cut them with scissors, but that is also time consuming. But the problem with like just ripping the packs is they are sturdier packs compared to like Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon. So you can accidentally damage one of your cards. So to avoid damaging, it's either A, do the pull tab, or B, cut them with the top, right? Now, I'm pretty sure there are collectors out there that have found ways to open up the pack without damaging the cards with just like ripping it open. Unfortunately, I have not been that way. And while this pack has a resource card in the back that can technically protect your hit, a lot of Bandai card games have the hit directly on the back of the pack. Choo Choos. I like that name. Choo Choos. All right. Looks like we got 6 packs remaining. We hit quite a few LRs, but we're going to hope that we have another plus in here or a plus plus. Come on. A lot of beautiful artworks. Gundam Sandrook. Look out once again. Oh, wow. That's a resource common plus. I didn't know you can get foil resource cards. That's pretty cool. this goes back to the idea of these cards being awesome. I am seeing from what I'm looking at over here on the screen on my TCG player is that there are like resource plus cards. I would love to know what the texturing on those look like because the texturing on that card is actually really good. I know it's in a sleeve, but look at that, right? So I would love to see what a plus looks like in terms of texturing for those resource cards. Because as of right now, the design on those resource cards is probably my favorite out of all the cards we have seen so far. Oh, we got an LR plus with a Wing Gundam Zero. Look at that. Wow. That is sick. That looks so nice. And then an EX base. So it looks like maybe you get a resource plus and then you get 2 pluses maybe in a box. We still got 4 packs left. So we can obviously get above that. And I believe when it comes to top chases in the set, we pulled the 4th highest chase card in the entire set. I think so. I think we pulled the 4th best chase in the entire set, which is awesome. I believe the only things that go above that is overflowing affection and then the pluses. Oh, another LR, Buster Gundam. I like how the texturing feels like it's coming right off of the tip of that gun. That is cool. All right. 3 packs remaining. At this point, I don't know if we have any chances of anything above. Like right now, we have done amazing. We have hit a lot of awesome pools, but let's see if we got anything else. Iron Fisted Discipline. We got another LR. Is it Kashtria? I don't know how to pronounce that. Kashtria? Kushatria, something like that. But the texturing is insane. Another LR. You get a lot of hits per box, which is really nice. You get a lot of hits per box, which is really insane. All right, this pack is just not wanting to open. All right, let's see. Gun Cannon. Big Zam. Our boy Big Zam. All right. And here goes our last pack. Can we get some last pack magic? Let's see. Woo. This one's going to be interesting. Come on, big hit. We got Extreme Hatred. We got Gundam. Just our boy Gundam himself. And that card. We ended on an LR, which is nice. So I have to count. How many LRs, like plain LRs, did we get? So in a single box, I don't know if this is going to be the case for everybody's box. I don't know if it varies. But in this opening in a single box, we ended up with 8 total LRs, as well as 3 hits, including a big hit. We got the Marita Cruz Rare Plus. We got the Resource, our boy Gundam himself, as a common plus. And then we got Wing Gundam Zero LR Plus, which seems to be the 4th highest card in the set. So overall, that was an amazing opening. Now, what do I think about Gundam as a set? I think it's really fun. And I think the card game could do really well. because I do think there is a lot of Gundam fans out there to really make this card game thrive. The one thing that hurts this card game is there are just so many card games out there right now that it has to compete with. And most importantly, there are a lot of the card games it's competing with right now are at their peak. Pokemon is high. One Piece is doing extremely well. Magic the Gathering is doing extremely well. So there are a lot of card games right now that are just doing extremely well that I'm hoping Gundam can find its feeding or its footing. Feeding. I think the problem that Gundam faces, if we're being honest, is that there is just a massive challenge in gaining traction and becoming a mainstay, becoming one of the top 5 TCGs, right? Elestrials is gaining traction. I don't know if it'll ever see any like real big impact, but it is got a solid player base. Dragon Ball Super and Fusion World have lasted forever and got a solid fan base. Digimon has a solid fan base, right? You got Union Arena, which is also trying to build itself up. And in my opinion, it seems like it's kind of struggling a bit. You got so many other card games out there, Lorcana, for example, Flesh and Blood, that it's just like, it feels like every time there's a new TCG, the ones that actually can thrive and survive do extremely well. But if it doesn't thrive and survive, it just feels like an afterthought. And that's my one fear with this TCG is while it's got the new hype behind it, the hype of it being new, I don't know if Gundam can last forever. But I am going to pass that question off to you guys. Do you think this TCG has staying power? Do you think this TCG will become a mainstay? Do you think this TCG could surpass all of Bandai's other TCG offerings? And most importantly, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. Remember, as always, to keep it classy and stay awesome.